everyone, and Happy New Year to you. Welcome back to our Fearless Fridays. I'm thrilled that we're here once more. I hope you had a wonderful break, and I really hope you spent time with those you like and those you love. And did you find time to do any reflection over that break? Have you been dreaming of what you want from the year ahead? Or are you still focusing on putting one foot in front of the other? Now, every year I take time away from all things digital. I do a digital detox, and it allows me to reset, to replenish, and reconnect back with my passions and my joy. And you know already, but part of that joy is you and this support group. And I've got the most fabulous things lined up for us in Rising Strong this year. In addition to our Fearless Fridays, I'm going to start running some mini EFT sessions. I used to do them way back in the day, where we focused on the worry of fear around checkups and result days, and of course that constant niggling fear of recurrence. So that's one of the new things that I'll be bringing into this group. It's marvelous, isn't it, when you step away for a little bit and you have that time and that space to be able to think, how can I make this group better? How can I support you better? Right? And that was just one of the things that came out of it. There's more. Now, as you know, last year I launched our very first online group program, Back to Life, we called it. And it went down so well, and the feedback has been so amazing that I'm going to run it again this year, twice this year, actually. I'm going to run one in the spring and one in the autumn, because they're 3 months. Each program is 3 months. So twice a year, I thought that would be great, spring and autumn. Plus, there's so much exciting stuff in the pipeline that I'm not yet able to speak about, but I will definitely keep you posted as I'm able to. And because of these new opportunities, I've decided to start a vlog. I know, I mean, influencer extraordinaire, right? But I have decided that will be a really wonderful way to bring you along on that journey of growing, expanding, strengthening, rising strong. It will be one of those things that I post on YouTube, because as you know, we have a YouTube channel as well as an Instagram account. But every week I'm going to do my best to record and upload this vlog on what's happening that week for us, because I also talk a lot about, creating the life that you survived for. And I thought, under the banner of inspiration, how about if I start showing you what I do, right? And the life that I've created for myself and my family. And maybe that would inspire, certainly amuse you, but I can bring you along. If you like it, you like it. If it works, it works. If I can't get my head around the tech, we won't be doing anything. But that's my that's my focus. We're also going to do that. EFT, vlog, online programs. And I'm also starting to think of something we can do to celebrate Cancer Survivors Day. It's not until June. I've got my thinking cap on about how we as a group can celebrate that this year. Anyway, watch this space, and I will let you know as and when it becomes more clearer. The other realization that I had in my time off, and I took the time to go back through our group, was that we've had a few members join last year, And you will be very much in the early stages of this recovery. You know, you've recently stepped away from your medical team, and many of you are very much in phase 1 and phase 2 of recovery. And I'm very aware that I don't necessarily spend too much time sharing the tools and strategies that would be most useful and most beneficial to you in those early phases. It also occurred to me the value that comes from simply understanding what those 4 phases are. And we all go through them, right? We don't necessarily, I mean, it's not linear. We all know that the journey back to life, it's not a linear journey. But we all go through these 4 phases. It's a little like the 12-step program for addiction, right? But our 4 phases come with hope, inspiration, and those vitally important baby steps for you to take action on that see you go phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? I think later today I'm going to put out a little survey because I'm curious really around what phase you resonate with the most, right? What phase are you in? So I'm going to post that a bit later, and it would be marvelous if you could it's going to be phase 1, 2, 3, 4, click a button. That's all it is. It'll take you a few seconds. But that will also help me gauge what is most useful in this group and what to focus on. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about is your anchors, right? Because there was a necessity of finding an anchor to ground you during your treatment. And that continues at each phase of your recovery. And I'm curious what that anchor was for you. And it's really important for you to understand those anchors for yourself. Now, what do I mean by an anchor? It's an action that kept you sane, I suppose, that kept you in the moment. And I'm asking this question because I want you to reconnect into it, because it doesn't matter what phase you are in, understanding those anchors for yourself help to create a really strong foundation. Because once we work out what they are for us, for ourselves, it's like those touchstones that we can keep coming back to, right? So for me, my journaling was that one of those touchstones that kept me grounded. Even on days when all I wrote was fuck, or I'm scared of the pain, right? Good or bad, it didn't matter. Writing in my journal as frequently as I could. I didn't manage it every day, but journaling for sure was one of those anchors for me. Another one was I went through my cancer treatment. I was living in Australia when I was going through my treatment, and I was very close proximity to the most beautiful beach. And I was able to get outside, even if I had to go from the car to the beach or park and then just sit. I didn't have the energy to walk through the beautiful parks or along the beautiful beach. But it was just the being out in nature, right? That was another anchor. My friends and family, they too became my anchors that kept me grounded. They kept me sane, I guess. So what was the anchor or anchors that ground you during your treatment and today as you come back to life, right? As you discover the incredible person you are this side of your cancer battle. I did go off on a bit of a tangent with that one, but anyway, we're going to come back. What am I talking about? The 4 phases. We are the fortunate ones. We did make it through the other side, and we all carry with us that experience of being sick and having the feeling of feeling powerless, right? Because it's hard to feel empowered and to hold on to a sense of self when we have to give ourselves over to the medical team. We give ourselves over to complete strangers, right? We give our power away to the doctors, the nurses, and the treatment plan. So a big part of these phases of recovery is also about regaining that power, that trust in yourself and your body, whilst you're having to figure out who you are on the other side of all this. It's you've been through a trauma, and now we need to get you back to a space of empowerment and trust and knowing. Right? You don't know who you are this side of your cancer treatment. Everything feels overwhelming and uncertain. You can be racked with a sense of guilt for getting sick and feeling like a burden, right? You can feel guilt about the fact that you're not overjoyed or jumping with joy because you've made it to this side, right? This is what this whole group is all about. And if any of this resonates, then you, my friends, are in the right place, because this support group is your safe haven where you'll find hope and inspiration and support and all the baby steps you're going to need to come back to life and thrive. I feel like I'm waffling today. Let me know if I'm waffling. So let me share with you those 4 phases now, because I keep talking about them and I have spoken about them in other videos, but I don't think I can talk about them enough, actually, because they are powerful. The knowledge of these 4 phases is powerful in itself. And then what I plan to do is, over the next couple of months, probably through the rest of winter right into spring, I'm going to focus on specific baby steps for each of those phases. I'll share with you some great foundational steps because, as Sir Winston Churchill famously said, if you find yourself in hell, keep walking. Phase 1 is where you are dealing with diagnosis and doctors. It's the aftershock, trying to understand what just happened. In phase 1, you're catching your breath and you are feeling, what the hell just happened to me? Phase 1. Phase 2. That's a little bit like being in the aftershock. Powerful emotions can come out of nowhere and take over. And what do I mean by overwhelming emotions? Fear, anger, guilt, overwhelm, even depression. Right? You're in that space where you just want to feel like your old self. And it's in this phase that's the most challenging, but you will begin to understand that life will never be the same again. You'll never be the same again. In phase 2, you are going to need more of that emotional, mental, and physical support. Yes. To be fair, this is the phase you begin to put your shattered life back together. Phase 3, rebuilding. It's your aha moment. You're able to embrace the fact that you're not the same person. And now is the time to discover and redefine who you are today and the life you want to create, right? The life you survive for. So phase 2 is all about discovering who you are today. Oh no, phase 3. Oh my gosh, I'm getting confused now. Have I just talked about phase 2 or phase 3? Ah, I am waffling. Okay, we're going to keep going. Phase 4. Phase 4 is when you're feeling healthy and strong and happy and confident, and you feel useful and you're engaged with life and you're ready to build your legacy. This really is the end of the hero's journey for you in phase 4, where you're returning home with the gifts that you've learned along the way. So which phase are you in? And I apologise if I've skipped a phase. I'll have to go back and listen to this and fill in where I've missed if I have missed. But which phase do you most resonate with? And please share in the comments how you feel knowing about the 4 phases back to life. And remember, you can ask me anything. I am here for you to offer hope, to offer inspiration, and as well as guidance and mentoring as you take those action steps. And plug into this group, ask the other members, because the collective wisdom of this group, especially from the members who have been with me from the start, is phenomenal. We are all one another's champions. You are mine, I am yours, and that goes for everyone else here. So that's it for this week. Keep your eyes peeled for the survey that I'll post later this afternoon. And remember, I do like my tangents. I have forgotten what I was about to say. It has been one of those days. Thank you for forgiving me for being so disjointed today, and keeping up. Have a great week, everyone, and I will see you next Friday.